Hey, I'm Brandon Thornberry. I'm the Chief Credit Officer at Urban Gate Capital, and I'm here with
My name is Rook Chung. I'm a local real estate investor in Nashville.
awesome. Thanks for coming to hang out. Appreciate it. We're recording this October 2023, and in the last year or so, we've seen a big change in the market. Um, it used to be a seller's market, and we've seen it kind of shift a little bit to more of like a buyer's market. And so, kind of what we've seen is that you really have to differentiate your renovation from other people to catch people's attention because buyers have more options right now. So,
Right.
um, where are you spending a lot of your time and attention on your renovations?
I think the biggest return that you can have on your renovation are kitchen,
Hmm.
bathroom.
Yep.
These are things that most people know. So more specifically, cabinets, vanities, and tiles you use, backsplash. Those are things that I pay a lot of attention to.
You seem to have like a really good eye for design. Is that you, or are you hiring somebody to help you with that?
That's me personally.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
great. Do you spend then a lot of time, really kind of drilling down on your renovations and really being very intentional about what you're choosing?
Yes. So I would walk around this vacant house for hours prior to starting a project or when I get it under contract to conceptualize or visualize what can look the best in this house, what type of texture or design will look amazing in this house. And that's an ongoing process. And I even tweak in the middle of renovation. Sometimes I can change choice of tiles. But yes, I spend a lot of time visualizing how it can look
I love that.
good and great. Yeah.
Yeah, it shows. So are there, what would be one or two things you feel like are really providing like that wow factor right now? I know you said kitchens and bathrooms. Are there any specific types of cabinets or countertops that you think buyers are really into right now?
Some of the concepts that I've been applying by myself to my flips are open floor plan. So I'm trying to have not only open but try to achieve openness through consistent texture in design.
Mm,
So for example, if cabinet has a specific color, then I try to match that color with the floor so it looks seamless and consistent. And I apply that same concept in bathroom as well. Um, and applying this concept doesn't cost you much, but you can bring in more dollars. The return is pretty high on
yeah,
good putting out good design, and that's been my strategy.
that's great. Are you mid-century modern? Are you modern? Are you craftsman? What are you like? What do you really love to do as far as design right now?
My process is pretty simple. I will look at many examples of great design or trending interior design, and if there's a components that I like, I try to borrow and think about how I can achieve those elements. Sometimes it can be difficult because what you see on the internet or on TV, it's very hard to source. They use a very custom made components. However, if you can differentiate yourself by achieving those and bringing into your design, it would sell and perform a lot better than investors who are only looking at numbers
Sure,
because homeowners definitely care about those. So
absolutely.
that's been my strategy.
That's great. How do you get with your contractor and communicate your vision and your design for a project and make sure that it's carried out?
That's a very good question. A lot of times, even when I try to communicate effectively at the beginning, many contractors don't get what my vision is. So they just imagine a simple flip with a vinyl floor and for something to rent out immediately. But I show them the example pictures of what I want it to look like
Smart.
so that they have an idea of, okay, he's going for a high end. He's wanting to achieve this specific types of looks. And I will point it out specific parts of a design that I really like and ask him how, if he knows how to achieve this. And if he doesn't, then if he knows anybody who can achieve such looks. And that's been my process.
That's awesome. Is there a particular material or product that you find you're always waiting on? Like, is there something when you start a flip, you're like, I really need to order cabinets early because I'm always waiting on them.
Cabinets, yes.
Cabinets. Okay, yeah, yeah. Always waiting on cabinets.
Right.
Yep.
Cabinet, I order them custom made, depending on the layout of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Putting cabinet is the last process in the renovation
Yeah.
almost. So it's good that at least they can we can wait on cabinets a little bit. But manufacturing and production taken about 30 days to a month and a half, and shipping took about a month.
Okay.
So in total, 2 months to 2 months and a half.
Gotcha. So that's something. Do you order that pretty early in the process so that you can, make sure you have it?
Right.
Yeah. Smart. What's your typical timeline? Like, how long does it take you to do? I know it depends on the size of the house, but let's say you have a 3-2, and how long would that project typically take you? What are you shooting for?
So it depends on what type of finish I'm looking for. For example, I'm taking on a project in Clarksville right now. It's already finished out and there's not much to renovate. It would be just aesthetically cleaning up and replacing some of the parts that were broken. In that type of situation, paint touch ups, it would take about 3 weeks to 4 weeks. However, if you're gutting the whole house, taking out everything, demoing, and also sometimes it can involve installing new joist,
Mm-hmm.
new foundation. In that cases, you may find out a lot of a lot more surprises than what you expected from the beginning. In those cases, I feel like it can take up to 5, 6 months, even 7 months.
You mentioned surprises. Has there been a story or a memory where you're like, "Wow, was not expecting that"?
Right. The last flip that I did, which I you guys were lender on that deal. After purchasing a home, I found out that the square footage of the house did not add up to the tax record.
Mm.
It was actually smaller.
And small. It was smaller. Okay, gotcha.
So
Yeah.
I immediately thought I was in trouble because I assumed that the house was larger. So I ended up adding addition to the
Mm.
back of the house to match the square footage, or I slightly made it larger than what was on the tax record. That's been a surprise. And foundation issues can be complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Replacing joists if they are rotted or if the joists are bent, you need to take everything out. That
Sure.
can be quite time consuming and costly. Those has been the biggest surprise.
Yeah.
But after going through those, you get a confidence that wow, this is the worst.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Sure. As long as you're buying it at a really good entry price, you have some margin to absorb some of those surprises.
absolutely, margin of safety is everything.
That's great. Rogue, thank you so much for joining us. Please check out our website, urbangatecapital.com, and click on Invest or Borrow.